Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning again to another episode of Fat Ninja Game Talk Radio. I'm your host, Fat Ninja. Almost got the full crew back, but we got an awesome
Yes.
replacement. Let's start off. What's up, Pook Girl 77? What's up? How you doing?
What's up? I'm back. Yay! Me and Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman.
All right, easy digging from the chat already chiming in. Hello out there. What's going on, my
Hello.
brother?
What's up,
Yes,
EZ?
yes, sir. One of the crew over there at Blaze's Fucked Up Show on YouTube. Go over there and check him out. A whole bunch of cool guys. They watch videos that will probably get them taken down several times during the day, but they don't give a fuck because that's just how they roll, and they smoke weed, so that's always an awesome combination. So make sure to go and check them out. We got Gonzo. What's happening? What's up, Gonzo?
What's
Thank you
up?
for coming out.
Gonzo, my
coming
brother. What's
Gonzo.
happening? What's happening, brother?
Gonzo.
Easy fucking with me again. How's that black guy made cry on the internet? Just one time, man. One time. But you keep doing it over and over
Oh my
again.
God.
No, me and Easy, we actually talked about it. I was like, man, how about we make this a running joke? He's like, okay, I'm down with it. Awesome. And we got the indie wrestling aficionado back. PK Punk, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's up?
I'm very good. Nice to be back on the show. Family commitments on Friday, but back today. Looking forward to it.
Nice. And we got the independent contractor, the person that makes people mad for no apparent reason, Pook Ninja. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm dodging bullets and running and gunning, so I can't make everybody happy. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Hell no, he's not sorry.
I know you're not.
And we got the artist formerly known as Mountain Slayer, the sarcasm specialist, back with us again. The Riv, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. Just ready to do that thing I do so well, which is be angry all the damn time.
Aye, he's angry. He's angry.
He's angry.
All right, so we're going to move over quickly into welcome to the dojo, everybody. Thank you for stopping in. And we're going to go to what we've been playing. Then after that, we're going to go in the TT RPGs with PK. So, Pook Girl, start off with you. What have you been playing this week?
I was playing Danganronpa. I'm on the third one. It was really, I'm trying to beat all those. I really like Monokuma. I really love Monokuma. It's really, the game's really kind of fucked up because you're in that school. You're trying to have them killed to get out of there. I'm like, okay, who's going to die next?
Yes.
And someone was like, okay, you can take him. Just leave my character alone. But
Right. Oh my goodness. Drunken BBQ's in the building. Another awesome guy from Shang's podcast over there at a Great Farmer Freelance. I don't know why I always forget that damn name. I watch the show like every fucking morning. You would think I would remember that shit by now. So yes. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming out.
yep.
Okay. Let's shoot it over to PK Punk. What you been playing this week so far, bro?
Animal Crossing on the Switch definitely has its hooks in me. Just popping in every day just to do random little bits. And I've been on a massive anime kick recently, and recently just finished off watching the current run of Demon Slayer up to the end of the Entertainment District arc, and noticed that the Kimetsu no Yaiba Hino Kami Chronicles game was reduced on Xbox, so I had to drop the money on it, and it's an anime game. You know exactly what you're getting. It's an arena fighter with a story that follows the series, but I'm really enjoying it so far. And the fighting's really fun. Whack it up to 60 frames per second, and it's smooth as butter.
Nice. All right, Riv, what you been playing this week, sir?
Well, I've been trying to get over the Pixel remasters. I wanted to beat all of them in a row, so I'm on Final Fantasy 3 Pixel Remaster right now. I want to get on to 4, but 3 is such a heavy grind And a lot of people forgot how much grinding you used to have to do in the old, especially in the older Final Fantasy games, in terms of level building, job building, class building. Not that that's a bad thing. I think in a lot of ways, being able to do those grinds built character in some kind of way. I think we became more laser focused because of the fact that we had to do those heavy grinds in the old games that we had to play. There was no easy mode. There was no shortcut. If you wanted that spell, you had to level the hell up. So, big props to old school Final Fantasy games, which I play. But of course, I also play the new school ones. I'm still constantly playing Final Fantasy 14. And when I thought I'd take a break, they really are back in. They dropped the Buried Memory trailer for the upcoming 6.2 patch, which drops next week. And holy shit, it's like a love letter to me because it's all Final Fantasy 4 content that's coming into 14. It looks like the next expansion they're going with is going to be a twisted reflection of the world of Final Fantasy 4. And I mean, again, these guys know what they're doing. Nobody does it better than Square. When they're on point, they're really on point. I know sometimes they're off the beaten mark, but when they're on point, they're at their absolute best. So really excited for that patch to drop next week.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't even play Final Fantasy 14, but just the presentation of the trailer and when the battle music hit, it dropped. I was like, oh shit.
That's what got me. I'm like, oh shit. This business picked up.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're talking about. That musical presentation. The game does everything.
Yes. And we got the leader of the PWO, Sir Joseph Pesci, in the building. What's up?
Yes. What's up, Pesci?
If y'all haven't grabbed his channel, go over there. YouTube, Sir Joseph Pesci on YouTube. A lot of crazy antics going over there. He's a variety streamer. He does games. He does food videos. He does interviews. So you're definitely going to find something that you're willing and able to watch at his channel. Be sure to check him out.
Yes. What's up, Pesci?
And we got Gonzo. I'm starting to get the impression that this show might be about gaming.
Really?
Just a little bit.
I thought it was a cooking show, to be honest.
Or it might be a lawyer show.
It might be a ding, ding. Oh my goodness. Oh shit. Okay, Pook, over to you, sir. What you been playing this week, my man?
I started Shinrin the Wanderer, the Towers of Fate, Dice of Fortune, or it might be the other way around. I'm not sure. I love the Shinrin the Wanderer series. I've been playing it since Super Famicom days, where I had actually someone sent me a typed, not printed, but typed translation paper back in the day from it was a store in California that sold import games. But anyways, I'm playing the new one that's on Switch. I finally beat AI, so I'm done with that one. And I've been off and on playing Madden 22 and streaming that on my channel. That's about it.
Cool. Pesci saying that he's playing Ninja Gaiden 2 at the moment. Cool. If you had some hair, you're probably ready to pull it out probably at some point. But there are wigs available, and I mean that's how it comes.
The best and worst thing about Ninja Gaiden 2 is when you're done with that one, you got one more. You got one more. You ain't out the woods yet.
Man. Yeah, man. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. The boss battles in it. Yes, the boss battles are really, really good, but man, they will. Ooh.
You gotta be skilled playing that game. I mean, that game's no joke.
How many controllers have died a death at the hands of somebody who got pissed off at Ninja Gaiden over the years?
Oh yeah. He said on Pook's pre-show that he beat BioShock. Hey,
I love that game,
you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I love that game.
Classic.
Burger Queen, home of the Hooters.
The Hooters.
Hell yeah. Instant new best friend. Hello, guys. You're stopping by to say hello to one and all. Hell yeah. New best friend. Burger Queen.
Hell yeah.
It's got me rubbing my hands together.
I love the name.
Yes. Absolutely. Welcome to the show. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Oh, my goodness. Only the weirdos come here. Only the weirdos. Okay,
Yes.
so we're gonna go ahead and go over to PK Punk's little segment, the TTRPG. So, brother, what you got lined up for us this week?
A little, just a more of a short one this week. When I was on holiday, I decided like to pick up some expansions for some of the collectible games that I have, and I'm not normally a big collectible game type person. Like everyone has seen Pokemon cards in some sort of shop, or Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic the Gathering, or something like that. They're what you would call a collectible card game because you're buying booster pack on booster pack to try and find the cards to make the right deck. The type of games I actually prefer is what is known as living card games. So that is things like the Lovecraft Universe game from Fantasy Fight Games. That is Marvel Champions. Those style of games where yes, you're buying packs of cards to go into your game, but they 99% of the time this is your deck. You can play whoever different characters. You've got loads of different choice to pick from, but you're not having to try and root for one particular card just to try and get that perfect deck to be competitive. And 9 times out of 10, these games are also co-op, which ticks a lot of boxes for me. Obviously, if you're into Marvel, I cannot recommend Marvel Champions enough. At the moment, it can be quite expensive because you get a lot of content in the base pack, but then you've got multiple different hero packs, which I only own about 5 or 6 of the extra hero packs, and there's so many more. There's multiple villain scenario packs, including an amazing Green Goblin one, which has got different levels and different difficulties. So you could easily drop $100 on it without even batting an eye, and that's before you even get into the big box expansions, where there's one about the Guardians of the Galaxy and there's one about the Infinity Gauntlet. And so like because these games have been out for a while, it can be quite a costly thing if you get into them, but it's definitely worth looking into. Just because if you like the idea of a card game that you can expand upon and you can build upon, but you don't have to try and buy $5 boosters every few weeks. It's
Yeah.
definitely well worth looking into.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. I actually played that. A best friend of mine here where I live, he bought the initial pack, and yeah, we had tons of fun with it. Of course, I had to be Iron Man because that's my guy, and yeah, yeah, we had a blast with it. So Iron Man's blast. Yeah, you see what I did there?
Yeah. I know.
Pesci says he got all 3 of the BioShock games for $15 on the Epic Store.
Nice.
Nice.
Damn,
Cool.
hell,
Nice.
if you
Yeah.
ain't got them, go grab them up real quick. Damn, nice.
I know
Yeah.
it's on
I
sale
love
on the
those games.
Switch at the moment as well. I think the Switch version in the UK is about £8 for the Bioshock collection. So that's probably
Yeah.
about $12 to $15 on the Nintendo eShop. And
Nice.
apparently they're very good ports.
Mm, cool. Great Kali in the building. What's up, man?
What's
What's up,
up?
Kali?
How
What's
you
up,
doing?
Kali?
What's up, player? What's up, player? This is
Yeah,
great
It's a
chat.
tag team match, players.
Oh shit. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into our first topic. You see it on the screen. Mo Games set to release on the new, what is it called? Long ass name. Sega Mega Drive Mini 2. Ugh. hell, I just got tired just by saying it's the fucking name itself. Um, but shout out to the 4 people on YouTube, and we got Captain America and Bucky on Twitch. We got 2 people on Twitch right now. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we got the Black Ghost checking in. I have arrived. Office cleaning time.
All right. Hi.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
as you can see, sir, the dojo here on the floor could use a good, mop and shine, if you will.
Wax on, wax off.
Yes.
Wax on, wax off.
Okay, so with our first topic, we got a list of some more games that's going to be added. So for the Sega Mega Drive, it's going to be Game Ground, awesome game. Fantasy Star 2, hell yeah, Populous, Sorcerine, Togu O King Colossus, and
King
Viewpoint.
Colossus.
Yeah. So
Colossus is real
yeah,
good, isn't it?
and then for the Sega Mega CD games, we got Echo the Dolphin, Robo Aliste, I think that's how it's
Ooh,
pronounced.
nice.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Shin Megami Tensei, and Tenka Fubu. Yeah, some other Japanese words that I'm not gonna try to pronounce because I don't want to give my tongue another stroke. So I'm
I'm craving sushi.
yeah, it's just any name that's not pronounceable, just say sushi. That covers
Sushi.
everything.
There you go.
Sushi.
Okay, so like let's break this down. So Pook Girl, I'll start with you now. Like the Sega Mega Drive games, the Game Ground. Did you have any experience with those? Uh,
Not really. I didn't really like. I had like a Sega CD back in the day, and I
mhm.
had Sonic CD. I like it's mostly Pook Ninja's thing. He always liked that. When we were dating, the PlayStation 1
Mhm.
was the main game system.
Right, right.
So it's like I even had Sega Channel where you put in the game cartridge and load up the games.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah, you
that
paid
was
like
cool.
$15 a month. You put the little cartridge in there and it'll load up the games.
Yeah, yeah, that was way ahead of his time. It was super
Yeah,
cool, super cool. All right,
but I hate
cool.
Echo the Dolphin. That shit was so hard. I didn't like that one.
Burger Queen says have Granny. He's rank 4 in all views and all. Yeah,
Okay.
we know
Technically, he's ranked third in Halo, if I remember.
that. Poop dropping the correctional fact check. All right, Riv, I'll kick it over to you, sir. Are you excited for any of these games, and what was your experience with these games back in the day, bro?
Well, Echo was hard as fuck, man. That shit. I've never finished Echo the Dolphin. I never beat that game. It's one of those games. When we grew up, it was constant. You had unfinished business with games. There's just some games that were in your childhood. You knew you were never gonna beat those motherfuckers. They were gonna be on that shelf forever. All right, Echo's one of them. But that being said, I am glad whenever they say they're coming out with more games because one of the big flaws of some of these systems, these mini systems they come out with, is the inherent limited amount of games that comes out with them.
Yes.
So what happens is a lot of people will say, you know what, I'm gonna pass on that because of the fact that ultimately I can just emulate everything. You know, so I think the more games you inherently natively add to these systems, the better it's going to sell, the better it's going to move, the better it's going to be. Because people realize they don't have to deal with modding or hacking or any sort of, home brewing it. They can just sort of maybe play the game they want to play flat out on their screen the way they want to play it. So I think it's good to do that. If you want to discourage a form of piracy, then you want to encourage as many games as possible being on these, mini systems that people don't have to go out of their way. Because that will stop people from buying them in a lot of cases. There's an SNK arcade machine that's got like 50 SNK games, and I won't buy it solely because of the fact it doesn't have Art of Fighting 2. It has 1 and 3, but it doesn't have 2. So it's like,
That's
little
retarded.
things like that will completely throw you off. Like, you almost had a sale. But that's gonna bother me because I'm gonna stare at it every time I look at your menu, and it's gonna piss me off more each time. So how about no?
I mean, what did they forget to figure out how to count or something? That's dumb.
The
Whoa.
Fantasy Star games too. One of the things I like about putting those on there is, a lot of people forget that Sega had, Fantasy Star. And it was a great RPG, and a lot of people slept on that. So anytime you add Fantasy Star to the mix, you're doing a good job right there automatically.
Absolutely, absolutely. PK, what about you? What's your experiences with the Sega Mega Drive games that's going to be on there?
To be honest, like some of them I just genuinely haven't played. Like I didn't play King Colossus, but I love Populous, and I had the Amiga version originally, and then I ended up getting the Mega Drive version, and it was for a strategy game on a cartridge. It was one of the best examples ever. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that gets emulated. The Romance of the Three Kingdoms games is a really interesting one to be on there. If no one's ever seen them, it's a turn-based strategy game based on Chinese literature. and Chinese history. So the fact that they've put the third version on there that's actually a really cool move, because you just don't. I wouldn't have expected that. And then a nice surprise as well as Shin Megami Tensei getting onto there, because everyone obviously knows the Persona series now, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't have all these highly rated Persona games without Shin Megami Tensei coming first. So it's I'm looking forward
Facts.
to seeing how that one gets emulated.
Facts, man. Hell yeah. And when I seen this article and I was going to put it up for us to talk about, I was like, man, Pook is going to talk about this shit for about 40 minutes. So forgive me if the show goes like to the 2 hour mark. I'll just ask for forgiveness right now. So saving the best for last. Pook, what about you, bro? I know you've had a lot of experience with some of these games. I mean, hell, some of these games I even saw you play. So, what's your take on this?
Yeah, what I want. Those are all games that are going to come out for the Japanese model. Now, for the U.S. or Europe, I don't think any of those games have been announced. The Robo Elysi, I think, will come out because that also came out in America on Sega CD. So, and that's part of the Musha. If you remember Musha on Sega Genesis, that's all in that same series of games. Mm-hmm. The King Colossus game, I hope, comes out because that's a really good Japanese Mega Drive game that I used to own back in the day and played. It's an action RPG. Is pretty well done. I'm surprised it didn't ever come out in America in the first place. Mm-hmm. Shin Megami Tensei is a Japanese Mega CD game, a Japanese Sega CD game. Whether that gets translated and put on the European or American ones, I don't know. The series is popular now, so maybe. But I don't know if they're going to... I doubt we're going to see the Romance of the Three Kingdom games come out on at least the American one. I don't know how well that game did in Europe and stuff, but they released a lot of those back, if you remember them, like on Genesis, Super Nintendo, NES. Romance of the Three Kingdoms has been on NES.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
With Lord Nobunaga and all that, and going to the neighboring towns, send ninjas and spies in, and strategic stuff. It's all real good stuff, but I just don't think there was a big following. And they got to pay for licensing for each country, I would believe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show my old ass, but a lot of people don't remember Destiny the Emperor, which is a precursor to all the Romance of the Three Kingdoms games, Capcom RPG.
Yeah.
Barely anybody remembers it.
Yep. That's the OG.
Like Shinrin the Wanderer on NES 2 was a favorite of mine as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, those all came out, started on Famicom, NES, and stuff, and then Japanese computers even before that. So, but they have on the Sega site, I think it's actually the Japanese site, they show so far what's going to be released in America, the American one. Because like Shining Force 3 is on it, or not Shining Force 3, but Shining Force CD is on it. Sonic CD is on it, and Game Ground, some of those kind of games. The Fantasy Stars on the first Genesis Mini, it's already got 2, 3, and 4 on it. So, I mean, the only one missing was the Master System version, in that era. So, I don't know why they're putting 2 on it again, but kind of odd. But,
yeah.
And they're doing something weird with this, because, like, you can pre-order it through Amazon, but you got to pay, like I have Amazon Prime, you can't do that. You got to pay $20 shipping because the thing's going to ship from Japan. So I don't know. They're saying even the American ones are going to come straight from Japan. They're not going to come to the Amazon warehouses here in the States. At least it's weird. So it's like you got to pay the retail price for it and then pay $20 for the shipping from Japan to America. But I don't know. It's just weird, but I'm going to have it because it's Sega and it's only $100 and some.
Yeah, so I know he's going to get it.
So even if I never play the damn thing, I got to have it. So, but I mean,
I know.
Those things are great, but yeah, you can emulate and all that stuff. So
yeah.
But and also like real quick, the TurboGrafx 16 mini that came out, they put a bunch of Japanese RPG games on it, but they didn't translate them in English. Like Snatcher is on there, but it's still in Japanese. So is the Genesis one going to have the same thing? Like, let's say they do throw Shin Megami Tensei Mega CD on it. is it going to actually be in English, or is it going to still be in Japanese like they did with the TurboGrafx one? So I know it's two different companies, but still, I hope that anything Japanese that requires a lot of reading when it comes out here, hopefully they'll have those translated. So
Yeah. Going to the chat, Keith Leroy Jenkins. he he said to get the PS5. No, this is.
I already have one.
Show enough.
This is a new subscriber of mine, and I'm gonna put this out here because I'm comfortable with my sexuality, me being a man. I seen one of his videos, and if I was gay, man, because this dude is fucking ripped. That's how come I call him beast mode. I mean, like he called himself out of shape, but then he showed a picture of himself back when he was in high school. I was like, damn. Dude is ripped. He looked like a smaller version of Bobby Lashley, kind of.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yeah. Dude is, man, he is stacked. So, thank you, brother. Thank you for coming out. I really truly appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
And from across the pond, early in the morning, Rhea Ping, thank you so much for getting up at the butt crack of dawn to come out here and hang out with us. Hopefully, you got some coffee, maybe some more forms of caffeine to keep you up while you watch the show. But definitely, thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
And see, at least I made somebody laugh. So that's what we do on this show. Either you get informed, or you have a laugh, or you might think about making some death threats. Hopefully not the latter. Hopefully one of the other two. AJ Bernard in the building, dude. Nice to see you again, bro. Glad to catch a show again. Yes. Thank you very much for coming out, man. Every bit of support is greatly appreciated. Whether you come on here one time or multiple times for a minute or so, whatever. Every bit's appreciated. Thank you very much for coming out and hanging out with us. Okay. Anybody want to add anything else about that topic before we move on?
Nah.
Gonzo waiting patiently for the rant. See, I keep saying to everybody, this is what y'all really came to see. It's not me, anybody. It's Red just blowing his top about shit. We'll get there. AJ Bernard says Nintendo Master Race. Back in the day, I would agree with that, and not so much anymore. But Nintendo, some games do still hold a special place in my heart, though. So I will.
Nintendo went from the Master Race to the Master Niche.
Right.
What was the old advert? Sega do what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Genesis does what Nintendo
don't. Yes.
All right, we got 8 people on YouTube. Oh, Bucky must have died again. So it's Captain America.
Yes.
He's a lone soldier again.
He comes back as the Winter Soldier.
The company, yeah.
And if he gets sued, got better call Saul.
Oh my god. All right, so let's go ahead and shoot over to our next topic then. So we got Xbox Game Pass taking away five games. Another bad practice. I mean, like, out of all 3 of them, like, I guess you could say Microsoft is the least worst of all 3 of them. But that's still debatable. So the games as of today, they will be gone from the Game Pass. It'll be Boyfriend Dungeon, Curse of the Dead Gods, Library of Ruina, excuse me, Starmancer, and Train Sims World 2. I don't have no experience with these games at all, but PK, you said before the show you had some experience, so I'll go ahead and kick it off to you to start it off. So, what do you think, sir?
Yeah, this is very much a Microsoft thing, as they do cycle games out of Game Pass on a monthly basis, but then they normally add about 10 over the course of the month, but then take away about 5, so it still grows the service. The one I'm a bit gutted to see going is Curse of the Dead Gods. It's if you ever see it on like the eShop on the Switch or on Steam for cheap, it's well worth picking up. It's a bit like a Hades style game. It's a dungeon crawling roguelite. So you work your way through, you die, you go back, you get better weapons, you can make it further. The difference really, well, it's not even a difference. It's very similar to Hades in the fact of you get branching paths. So you choose different rooms, and it will clearly state, okay, if you go into this room, then there'll be a chest. If you go in this room, there's enemies, but might have an easier run towards the end. So it was a really cool game. Big gutted it's dropping off, but if it shows up cheap enough, it's one I might actually rebuy, to be honest.
Yes. Corner Clubhouse checking in. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for coming out, checking us out, hanging out with us, shooting the shit. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll kick it over to you, Pook Girl. What do you think now? Well, first, do you know about any of these games?
Hell no, I don't know nothing about these games. I don't even have Game Pass. I was like, hell no. It's not my loss. I haven't got to play the games I already had. Let alone that shit. And if you sue me, better call Saul.
She sound like my grandma from down south. Hell no.
Hell no.
That's great. That's great. All right, Rip. I'll kick it over to you, bro. What do you think about these games going away?
This is the bad thing about these things like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus and all these services is that you start to get comfortable. You start to think you own something. But this is the Klaus Schwab, you will own nothing and you will be happy kind of BS. This is why I like physical copies of things. This is why no matter what they give you on Game Pass, at the end of the day, it don't really matter a whole lot. Because if you want something, you're going to have to get a physical copy or a copy that companies can't take off. They have to remember in the world that we live in, where licenses can get acquired by another company at any point in time, where companies change hands, this and that. There was a period of time Deadpool was not available on any of the like Sony or Xbox systems because Disney had just acquired Marvel, and therefore it caused a licensing problem, which you started to see like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 removed and whatnot. And if you had it on your system, you were fine. But if you reformatted your system for whatever reason, or whatever the case may be, that game was gone. That's one of the things you have to worry about with this Game Pass thing, with anything that they give you digitally. They're not really giving you anything because digital don't mean shit. You don't own it. It's just like when if you remember, this is what I said when they put U2 on everybody's phones when everybody had an iPhone, is if they can put some shit on your phone, they can take it away just as easily. You have to watch this. And, as a consumer, you should be aware of any change in a system like Game Pass and a system like the PS Plus, Nintendo services, anything that involves digital, you should be a little, wary and skeptical of, because when you own something digitally, you don't really own it. You have a Netflix account, you don't own all those movies on Netflix. You better start buying some DVDs and some Blu-rays. So if you want, this is a lesson in making sure you own a physical copy of that item, of that game, of that movie, of that comic. Because with this internet era, they could take anything down on a heartbeat, or they could remove parts of it that you happen to like that they don't. It's the worst thing about this.
Yep. And if you need some more legal advice on the practices of video game companies, better call Saul.
That's right. Yes, better call Saul.
All right. Damn, she got me doing that damn shit. Jenny 09 in the building, another lovely lady from across the pond. Thank you for coming out and kicking it with us. Listen to the amount of stupidity that comes out of our faces. So thank you very much for coming out and supporting the show. So Pook, what's your take on this, sir? What do you think?
They get rid of games every month and then they add new games every month. Basically, it's a glorified rental service is what it is. I mean, as long as you go in thinking that way, it's not going to bother you. I mean, at least usually they don't take the AAA titles out right away. They usually keep those for a long period of time. It's the little like indie titles and stuff like that. And I think that's what these all are. They're lower, but A titles, not AAA. They're like A titles or whatever. I ain't saying anything bad about them. I've not played any of them. But yeah, I mean, that's all. Game Pass is for people who want to buy the console. They don't want to go get a bunch of discs and stuff. And you pay $15 a month. You have all these games you can pick and play. And it's a great service. It's great for that. I mean, somebody like me, I mean, it's like I don't really need that because I go and buy the discs. I like having the physical media. But I totally get the service. And they take games off every month. It's usually 3 or 4 or 5. So, I mean, I don't know. It's not a big deal. And, I mean, at least they didn't take out Shredder's Revenge or anything like that. I mean, they kind of took out, like I said, I haven't played them, but I'm guessing the less desirable games in it. So,
yeah. Even
Not
Ribs
really.
dogs don't like it either. They're voicing their discontent about these evil practices.
Yes. Yes.
Evil.
Yes.
Right.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
And Saul's going to get all those games put back on.
Yes.
Class action lawsuit.
I am speedy delivery. Yes.
Oh, and Jenny, thank you. You shared the link and everything out too. So once again, Jenny, thank you very much. Go over and check her YouTube channel out too, because she is so cool. She can take a joke, because she was having some problems with her mic one day when she was trying to sing, and you could see the look of anger on her face. So I started making fun of her. I was like, okay, hey, don't put a hole in the wall. And even though you couldn't hear her laugh, you saw her just cracking up laughing. So that's been a running joke between us for the past like 2 or 3 weeks now. So yeah, big ups to Jenny09. Go check her channel out. All right, going over to Black Ghost. He says you don't even own physical games nowadays. Got to get online to get the rest of the game. That's true. I mean, like, it's like having a car. Until you actually pay that thing off, you really don't own that car. And then even then, you got to pay insurance. Well, you don't have to pay insurance. I mean, that's your choice. But if you want to keep the car properly insured, you got to pay the insurance. You got to pay for the wear and tear on the car. So you may own it, but in all actuality, you don't.
That's not entirely true, though, because I've had my new and current consoles offline, and I'm still able to install these games. You just don't get the updates and that kind of stuff. You can still play an Xbox Series X offline. You can't go play multiplayer or any online kind of thing, but you can still play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now here's a retort to that. Like, even though you do have the system that's offline, now you're not getting the full suite of what everybody else is getting. So you're intentionally nerfing yourself, which is not good, because you pay all this money just like everybody else for the system, but then again, you still get screwed. Yeah. I mean, I totally get your point. So because it's a conscious decision that you're making. But,
I mean, like,
that's our choice being consumers.
9 out of 10 times I buy a game for the single player, the campaign or whatever, and you can get that without being online. So, I mean, I guess it just depends what each consumer wants out of the game.
Yes. AJ Bernard says the problem is, even if you have the disc, they can shut off the online aspects of it. We're in a whole new paradigm at this point. Yeah, it's like you can't just play your games in peace. And I mean, that's what all of us want here. We're not looking to be... I'm going to trigger Riv here. We're not part of the woke culture. We just don't want to have our cake and eat it too, and piss off everything else that's not inclusive to us. We just want to play our damn games. We buy the game. We want to sit down and play it. And I wish Saul would step up and start advocating for us, because I'm sick of this bullshit.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. We got 6 on YouTube and 1 on Twitch. Cap's still hanging in there.
Yes.
Does anybody want to add anything else?
Yeah, I think the big, when it comes to that comment about the servers getting shut down, it does that, and that does quite severely affect some games. Ubisoft announced recently that they were shutting down servers for quite a lot of their games, including some stuff that you need some of that functionality for. So like stuff like Anno 2070, it's a it's a
Thank you,
single player game, but you've got to sign into a Ubisoft account. They're shutting those servers down, so you can't sign into the Ubisoft account anymore, which effectively makes that game useless unless you've already signed in and if someone's coming and sees that game on sale and goes to buy it, there's a chance that they're not even going to be able to sign into it properly.
Right. Yeah.
EA is shutting down the Mercenaries 2 servers soon, and there's quite a lot in the next couple of months which are all going offline, and that's the aspect of it I hate. Is like I can deal with games coming on and off Game Pass. It's just when someone has paid for something and then they can't play it because the servers don't exist.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
It's a shame because, like, you would think when they have all these, I guess you could say, like, modular ways of how you play the game, it would drive the price down. Oh no, these are fucking assholes. They're still going to charge you what they normally charge you, plus more now coming, probably within the next 2 or 3 years. They're probably going to up the price up again, and they're giving us less content. They're giving us less functionality, less flexibility of how we, consume and enjoy our media and or games. So it's just terrible all around.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul.
Call Saul. Gonzo, if you don't play the games, you don't have these problems.
That's right.
That is true.
That's right.
Hey, that's true.
It's a true statement. Yeah.
Yes, true statement. I mean,
enough.
It's not feasible. It's not
True
feasible to gamers, but hey, it's definitely makes sense. You had to go off the grid or something to stay not want to play no games. It's like, man, I can't do that. I can't go a whole week without playing at least a game. I mean, damn, if it ain't nothing for about a damn hour, I gotta play the fucking games, man. I got a problem, man. I got a problem.
Yes. Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. You got a problem? Better
Hey,
Call Saul.
you got that Madden? You got some of that Madden?
Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
Some of that Madden?
you gonna get that Madden, bro? Gonna get that Madden?
Defeating justice for you.
You gonna get that Madden?
Oh, shit. Okay, we got 5 on YouTube, 1 on Twitch. So we're gonna go to commercials, about a minute 15 seconds, talking about EV Monks, the program that I use to produce this show, along with my awesome friends here. Like I said, a minute 15, and when we come back, you know what time it is. When we come back, it's time for Riv to hit the stage. So you have been watching, listening, and participating with Fat Ninja Game Talk Radio.
Yes.
All right, I'm live. That was easy.
Okay, we are back from the commercial from EVMux. As you all will know by now, I'm an affiliate of EVMux. If you do try out the streaming software and you decide to become a paid person of said program, I do get a kickback. So don't do it on my account though. Check it out. I mean, it buries StreamYard. So any StreamYard people, Pook Ninja,
Hey, I also want to say this show is sponsored by my messy dresser. Yes, that is my dresser right there, with all the clothes just piled up. My messy dresser is sponsoring this show here.
Oh my goodness.
And Better Call Saul.
And Better Call Saul. Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god, here go Gonzo. I'll still go to war with y'all.
Yeah.
Gonzo, what is good?
Gonzo, Gonzo.
All right, but
Absolutely nothing.
of course, as I've said before, and I'll always say it, this is what y'all came to see. You came to see Rib blow his top on
Yes.
the topic of his choosing. So without further ado, we're going to kick it over to Riv. Here we go, Riv's rants.
All right, so we got ourselves a little something that pissed me off because we've talked about it on the show constantly, which is I've talked about fan service and the importance of fan service in video games. That's when you make a character aesthetically pleasing. When you make the for those of you who ain't that smart, it's when you make the chicks have big titties and the big ass. All right. Of course, in this modern leftist, crazy, woke world that we live in, oh, that's such a terrible thing. No, we need to have lots of ugly women. We need to have fat women. We need to have transsexuals everywhere. We need to have hairy women. We need our women to look like Donkey Kong because you're a bigot and a misogynist, and you're a pervert if you're looking at it. Now, usually I would let that criticism bounce off me. I don't give a fuck what these people think. I'm all about the Chun-Li's and the Mai Shiranui and the Camis of the world. I grew up on a Katana and a Melina that were good looking. Well, Melina's got a butterface, but that's another story for another time. But we got these potato sack bitch versions of them in Mortal Kombat 11 that I didn't co-sign off on. But, what really bothers me, of course, everybody knows I got a passion for Final Fantasy games. So the big buried memory, trailer hit. And I thought it was an awesome trailer. But I went to look up more info about the upcoming patch. And what was the number one result on the search engines? This article from Fanbyte that says Final Fantasy XIV patch 6.2 reveals Sided's Live, reveals La Brea as hot. In addition to a new special site for Final Fantasy XIV 6.2 content info, the key art for Buried Memory proves that all of the ancients could get it. Of course, the ancient characters we're talking about are all males, and La Brea revealed to be a man with long flowing white hair and, the daddy beard, as they like to call it. But here's my problem with it. It's not that they sexualize it that's the problem. I have no problem with y'all. Look, if you horny bitches and you horny gay people want to sexualize the characters on the game, the male characters in the game, that's fine. I don't care if you want to take it up the ass from Super Mario. I don't give a shit if you want to get on your knees for Solid Snake. All that shit, that's on you. My problem is that when you turn around and you get on my nuts because of the fact that I decide that I want my female character to be wearing a thong, or I'm looking at 2B from the Nier series, or Chun-Li, or Cammy, or Mai, or any of these hot girls, Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. You know what? If you guys want to be thirsty for La Brea, that's absolutely well and good. But you lose the right to comment on anything I say about the female characters. You lose the right to comment anything at all on the female characters that I find pleasing. Look, if we're all horny motherfuckers, we all horny motherfuckers. That's fine. But when you write articles like this, and what's the top result on Google, I have to ask, would it be the top result of it where the female character is being objectified? It's really funny how it doesn't work both ways in this weird woke-ass culture. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. If y'all could be horny for La Brea, I'm going to be horny for my Shiranui and my Shermies and everything else on the girls on the King of Fighters, and there ain't a damn thing you can say or do about it. What are you going to do about it? Cry? Tough shit. You made the rules. I didn't make these rules. Y'all did. I made that bed. You made that bed. You're lying it. I'm not dealing with it anymore. If I think a bitch is hot, I'm gonna say a bitch is hot, and you can keep fucking crying about it.
Oh, when you laugh. When you laugh too fucking hard to when you start sweating.
I don't know who wrote that Final Fantasy article about La Brea. They're sweating, and they're sweating in places they don't need to be sweating about.
And truer words have not been said, Mr. Bernard. I guess I'm a pervert then. I like them pretty girls. Hell yeah.
Everybody's allowed to be perverted but us straight guys. I don't get that.
Right. During the section there, the guy on the side looks like he's getting beat up. Looks like a guy I know in Mississippi. Oh, God, stop. Guys, stop. That was funny, but you stop. You better call Saul.
Better call Saul.
Easy says, gotta love them double standards. Yeah, this is all what this bullshit is.
That's what it is.
Just more of the same. more things change, the more they stay the same, man.
They'd be like, well, it's not fair that women have such impossible beauty standards in the video games because of Lara Croft, right? Meanwhile, have they looked at I mean, I'm going to go back to the 80s here because y'all know this. Duros, Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors. They want to talk about beauty standards? We have Fabio on the fucking box of Wizards and Warriors, man. That's what we grew up on. And you want to talk about impossible beauty standards? The motherfucker had that long hair. He had that six-pack of abs. He just like, Wizards and Warriors. And you want to talk about beauty standards? You want to talk about self-conscious? Shut the fuck up. We've been doing it for years.
Brought to you by Better Call Saul.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
That's
All
right.
So we're going to slide over here to this special presentation. Really just nothing but an extra scene that I made up for the show. So there's nothing really special about it. All right. So here is the article that Riv was talking about.
Okay.
And we have a statement by our very own Tunes Brian to kind of add on to this total complete nonsense. And he says, if there is one observable trait that unifies all groups of the modern leftists, it's perpetual victimhood. They're actually 100% okay with any and all behaviors so long as they are exercised in a direction that they themselves believe is good, like inherently. We view the article as perfectly fine outside the hypocrisy behind it. I don't like getting political. I really don't. But more and more moderates like myself are getting completely turned off by this childish social movement. Man, that's deep right there. And I mean, he speaks so true with it though. Like Riv has said, well, hell, Riv has said this for years, even before this whole woke movement actually started. We don't give a fuck about your stupid ass opinions. We just want to play our games. We're not asking for the world on a fucking platter. We just want to play our damn games. And you can't even let us have that.
I mean, here's my thing about it. If you're going to talk about like the men like, ooh, Daddy La Habrea, or there was an article the other day where She-Hulk is talking about Captain America's virginity, that's fine. But on the same fucking token, if I talk about Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow's sex life, y'all are going to scream and whine and, no, how dare you? I mean, look, you can sexualize Chris Evans, so absolutely, go right ahead. But you can't get on me. You lose the right to get on me for saying Scarlett Johansson had a great ass 20 years ago. Not so much now. Now, you know, she's kind of starting to look a little moldy. But, you know, I mean,
a little moldy.
I mean, she's a little moldy. I mean, she peaked. The last guy to see her in her prime was Adam Pearson, our good buddy Adam Pearson, when he ran at her naked in that movie with his dick out. I mean, I was like, I envy you right now.
Right. Adam, you're a fucking man, bro. You are
the legend, dude.
Yes, the man, the myth, the legend.
Adam, he got to whip it at him for the Scarlett Johansson without getting a lawsuit on him.
Right.
And that is a reference to our buddy Adam Pearson, by the way. Shout out to Adam Pearson. If you haven't seen Under the Skin, which stars Adam Pearson and Scarlett Johansson, that's what we're talking about. He got full frontal with Scarlett Johansson. Something many of y'all have probably dreamed about.
Shit.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know, once again, you know, that's why we make fun of this stuff. That's why we get angry about this shit. Because us as gamers, we try our best to stay away from all this dumbass shit about, you know, politics and religion. Like I said, we just want to play our games. That's all we want. And now we got to deal with this bullshit.
Don't shove it down our throats, you know? I mean, and here's the thing, you lose when you shove it down our throats like that, you push people inherently to the other side because nobody likes to be pushed. So you're creating new enemies when you're pushing that politics into everything. Everybody's cool, everybody gets along. It don't matter who you sleep with, it don't matter who you want to fuck, it don't matter where you want to stick your dick or what you want to do with your vagina, or if you want to turn your dick into a vagina. That's on you. But leave that out of here. Leave that out of here. We keep that shit at home. and leave it, because we ain't trying to put it in your face either.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like I was saying before the show when I was talking about the new Saints Row game. The Saints Row games have always been stereotype driven, both negative and positive, both male and female.
Mm-hmm.
They've always had amazing customization, so you can create whoever the fuck you wanted, the gangliest, weirdest looking freak imaginable. You could make them, you could give them the stupidest looking car, and it was all absolutely fine. This new Saints Row, they've overcompensated. Oh, here's all your customization, but all the options look to be, as I said before the show, generic BuzzFeed writer. Seems to be the default options.
Wow.
You could make that in the old games and there wasn't a problem. Why force it on people now when it was they've had 5 games in the series up to this point and it was never a problem in any of those games. They always had strong female characters that are memorable. They always had strong male characters that were memorable, and I could still go back to Saints Row 2 and quote stuff that happened in that game because it stuck with me. And I just don't think this forced narrative, nothing's memorable because you get pushed on you, so you push back.
And it's the same as everything else. When everything is the same as everything else, it loses its uniqueness. But Saints Row 6, like you're talking about, PK, I look at Saints Row 6 and I saw the trailer for it and I said, this is a commercial for 1 through 5 because it makes me want to play the other 5 games that weren't like this. The other 5 games are better. It's a commercial for 1 through 5.
Especially when you've got 3, 4, and Get Out of Hell all remastered, all for dirt cheap at the moment.
Exactly.
Right.
Save your money and play a better game.
2 is free on Games with Gold this month. Sweet. And that's still the peak of the series. So if you've got Xbox, get Xbox Live Gold. Get Saints Row 2 for free. You're not gonna regret it.
You're not going to miss Saints Row 6, that's for damn sure.
Yes, and Mr. Bernard says, I know a lot of folks who used to be moderate liberals and now who are solid conservatives without changing their ideas at all because the left has gone too far left. Man, hit it right on the head, bro. Hit it right on the head. People have become brainwashed by this fucking woke society bullshit.
20 years ago, I would have been considered on the 20 years ago, I would have been considered on the left. Now what? Now they think I'm freaking Hitler.
Completely agree.
Better call
Saul. We got 7 on YouTube, 1 on Twitch. We got Captain America still hanging out. And wait, wait a second. There's a new icon that just popped on my EV Mux. The fuck is this? The hell is death threat counter? Okay, we've arrived, people. We got a death threat counter. No, it's one.
Yes.
Death threat counter. We got death threats.
What the hell?
No, I was just playing around, Riz. we got death threat counters. Like,
tell Mountain Timer to calm down. I didn't hurt his feelings that fucking bad, did I? Good lord.
Oh shit. Oh man! Oh my goodness!
He ain't been seen since.
Funnily enough, he popped up on the show that you weren't on. That says everything.
Is it safe? Is it safe?
Oh my goodness!
I think it was the throwback last Wednesday when he popped up in the chat.
Right. Okay, let's see. Shit, I can't stand y'all. Oh my god. That's why I love this show, man. I love this show. My day could be complete shit. Get on here. The shitty day just melts away, man. I love it. Okay, let's go to our last topic, even though we're at the hour mark already. Very awesome conversation. Rumor, Spider-Man 2 co-op may have been confirmed. We were talking about this before the show. Basically, data miners actually went back all the way back to the Spider-Man of 2018, and they found in the code that it was key buzzwords that were maybe depicting something that could be co-op oriented or maybe even adversarial. In the adversarial part of the code, they were talking about Superior Spider-Man and then regular Spider-Man. So there's a differing thing there. So definitely could be co-op, also an adversarial mode. So Riva, I'll go ahead and kick it off to you quickly. Just what do you think about this development?
I mean, a lot of the time you see this happen in games where something that was planned just gets scrapped. I wouldn't get too excited about it. This is a 4-year-old game that hasn't had a co-op mode yet, so it seems kind of weird. Now on the same token, it'd be great if they did that. I think more games need co-op modes or competitive modes. But on the same token, again, Spider-Man being an old game at this point, old news at this point. I mean, it really, I don't have much faith in it, but I do want to pick up the PC version because, by the way, when we talk about wokeness, they put a bunch of the gay flags. There was a mod, somebody replaced the gay flag with the American flag, and someone freaked out today talking about how that was racist. And other people were saying, racist, you've just taken the politic out of the game. We've just taken your politic out. I want to play it even more just to see this modded version of American flags instead of gay flags.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it's tough to get excited for something because data miners find a lot of stuff that end up being absolute dead ends. I mean, there's people who data mine Final Fantasy 14. There's people who data mine World of Warcraft. There's people who data mine King. Now on King of Fighters, somebody data mine King of Fighters in development and found out what all the DLCs were going to be this year, and they've been completely spot on with that. They've been absolutely correct. So sometimes data miners are correct, but if you data mine some shit that's from 4 years ago and it hasn't come out at this point, they're probably not going to put it out for some reason.
Very well said. Mr. Bernard chimes in. If the libs hate the American flag, that tells us we need to know about the libs. Absolutely, because I mean, I'm not going to say I'm a American patriot or anything, but I mean, there are certain things that need to be upheld, and it's our rights, not only as consumers but as actual human beings. Man, come on.
Yeah. I'm glad to be here, not in a shedding Guam. I mean, if
death threat counter just went up. Better call Saul.
Better call Saul.
You want to see some patriotism, PK? You know what I mean. You go to a soccer game over there in the UK, you're gonna see some patriotism. It's like, get the fuck out of my country.
I just read I've read an article that sums up Britain perfectly. For the hope of soon-to-be former Prime Minister Boris Johnson's fucked off to Italy on holiday because, of course, he has. He's never mind trying to run a fucking country. And he's in Greece, and some British holidaymakers found him and booed him in public. And Italian news actually picked up someone shouting at him, "Get back to work, you fat ponce!" And it's like that's just the most British thing ever. We're not exactly the most patriotic lot over here, but we do get a bit animated over football. We're very patriotic when it comes to the Lions. In any sort of major competition, but no, that's about it for us.
AJ says, "Man, my
if you ask those school kids that they wouldn't even know what the English flag looked like. They know what the Union Jack was, but they wouldn't know what the English flag is."
That's true.
Oh shit! AJ said, "Man, my death threat counter just went up here, and I'm just in the chat."
Well, just remember, better call Saul.
Better call Saul.
Right.
Hey, nobody should be ostracized for speaking their mind about what is the actual fucking truth. People are scared of the truth. Well, sorry, the truth ain't going nowhere. So get used to it or fuck off.
Better call Saul.
But better call Saul. Oh my goodness. All right, so Pook, I'll kick it over to you, bro. Like, what do you think about this, man?
Yeah, just like Riv said, games go through different prototype stages and stuff, and it could have been something that they thought about putting in and decided not to.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I don't really have too much thought about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much same on that one. Pook girl, what about you? What do you think?
I don't really care about Spider-Man. I love Batman. I'm ready for a new one. Better call Saul. Yes.
Yeah, you better call Saul. You
I don't
said
care
that
about Spider-Man.
yeah, you said that. Yeah, you better call Saul. Okay,
That's right.
and PK, what's your thoughts on this, bro?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think it might have been something that they were trialing that just wasn't quite right, and obviously, the original Spider-Man game released a such good critical reaction. It is the best superhero game outside of the Arkham series. There's no denying that.
Yeah,
So maybe it just wasn't ready for prime time. If it's something that they've tweaked and it works in the sequel, and there is that adversarial mode or a pure co-op, I'm all for that. I think that could be really interesting, but it's got to be ready. They can't, because as soon as you put a mode like that into the game, it could drag the score down if it takes away from the game rather than adding to it, and
right.
that's when these dodgy publishers affect the developers' bonuses, which is absolute bullshit. So I'd rather not be there and the game get 9 out of 10 and the guys get paid what they deserve.
Exactly.
Yep, very well said, sir. Very well said. Okay, anybody got anything else to add? Another last second stories or whatever before we get out of here?
Nope.
No.
Just wanted to add in the
No.
British government, as expected, have sided with the capitalist games companies and said that loot boxes are not going to get regulated here in the UK. Standard Tory government, fuck them, is all I've got to say on that. Big shock, the Tories sided with the businesses rather than the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not as political as I ever get.
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. Just a reminder, Pook did say it on the pre-hype show for Fat Ninja Game Talk Radio. There will not be a show this Wednesday or this Friday because I'll be out of town. I will be speaking at one of my nephew's wedding, so I will not be in town for that. But
Yeah.
also a question to the chat: would you rather just have all the stories of gaming like we did today, or would you still like to have that one piece of wrestling news? Because I can basically speak for everybody. It's man, the product is abysmal. I mean, yes, there are
Yeah.
some very nice small little bits of light
Yeah.
here and there, but
Yeah.
overall, the modern day product is trash, and at least in my
Yeah, it
opinion.
is.
So
It sucks.
I'll kick it out there to the chat. Like anybody wants to leave in the comments of this video, would you like to have that bit of wrestling news still put into the show, or would you be cool if it wasn't there? Just just let us know. We'd be very interested to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Wraithworm TV checking in at the last second. What's up, y'all?
Great.
What's going on, Wraith? Go check his channel out. He's big on Trovo,
What's
but he's
up?
trying to make his presence known on YouTube. So please go check him out on YouTube. His YouTube name is exactly how his name is there on the screen, Wraith Realm TV. And Mr. Bernard says, appreciate the show. All thanks again. No, thank you for coming in there and keeping count of the threat counter, the death threat counter for.
Yeah.
Brandon's like, keep the wrestling, and
That's
AJ
awesome.
says, I don't follow wrestling, so I'm indifferent. Okay, so we got one and one
Yeah.
so far. All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna go ahead and slide over to the outro so we can go ahead and get
Hey,
out of
Ninja,
here.
I do have one thing I forgot about. It's a little shout out to one of mine and your friends, Ninja, Different Styles, who's in the hospital right
Yes,
now.
yes.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So shout out to Different Styles. He got some good
Aw.
news. So I think he's going to be getting out, but everything's looking better for him right now. But yeah,
Well,
shout out
that's
to
good.
Different Styles. You know we love you, brother.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yeah. I've been keeping in touch with him too on Twitter. Sending prayers his way. So if there's any prayer warriors out there, send some positive energy, positive vibes, and prayers his way. We would definitely appreciate it. Not only will we appreciate it, he will, of course, definitely appreciate it too. So yeah, Pook, thanks for that.
Yep.
Okay, we'll slide over the outro and go ahead and get on
Yep.
out of here. All right, so we have put another one in the books of Fat Ninja Game Talk Radio. All of our socials are in the show notes below this YouTube video. Please like, share, subscribe, all that bull crap. I am a EV Mux affiliate, so if you do get a paid version of EV Mux, I will get some Twinkie money. So I would definitely appreciate that because I am fat. So thank you to my co-host for being awesome, taking time out of their busy days to be with me on the show. And so we're gonna go get ahead and get out of here. So I've been Fat Ninja, and when you least expected it, I just stole your sandwich. That shit never gets old. Later, folks.